All right, let's dive into something pretty cool today. We're going to talk about a totally new way to learn how to actually build things, especially now in the age of AI. It comes from the AI Bridge Foundation, and it's called the AI Venture Studio. The whole idea is to get you out of theory and into practice. So let's just start with the big question, right? If you've ever had an idea, maybe for a small business, a project, a YouTube channel, whatever, you've definitely asked yourself this: how do I actually do it? You'd think there'd be a clear roadmap, but it's usually a lot messier than it seems. And that messiness leads us to what we can call the modern builder's dilemma. See, most of us think there are really only two options for learning this stuff. But as you're about to see, both of those well-worn paths have some pretty major drawbacks. Okay, so check out the two extremes here. On one side, you've got the classic startup path. Go all in, quit your job, high risk, high pressure. It's a massive commitment. Then on the other side, you have online courses. And look, they can be great, but a lot of them are just passive. It's all theory, and there's nobody really holding you accountable. Neither one is really perfect for the person who just wants to learn by doing, right? And then you throw AI into the mix. This is the big twist today. We've got these incredible tools that can spit out code and content like magic. It feels like a cheat code, doesn't it? But here's the critical question. If a tool does all the work for you, are you really learning the important stuff? Like judgment, resilience, how to make a tough call? So, what's the answer to that dilemma? Well, the AI Bridge Foundation is proposing a totally different way. Let's take a look at their solution. It's a new kind of studio, one that's all about learning by actually building. And here it is, the official definition. It's not a course, it's not a high-stakes startup incubator, it's a guided learning environment. And the two most important parts here are real small-scale venture, meaning you're building something that actually exists, and supported by AI. This is not a simulation. And this right here, this is the whole philosophy in a nutshell. The point is to get your hands dirty. It's about dealing with the little, everyday decisions and problems that pop up when you're making something from nothing. That experience is what really teaches you, not just reading about it. Okay, so that's the big idea. It sounds good, but how does this thing actually work? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this studio guides you from just an idea to something real and tangible. So the whole program is built around this concept of a one-person company. And this is so relevant today, right? You're not just the idea guy or the marketing guy. You're everyone. You have to learn how to do the research, create the stuff, manage your own time, and this is a huge one, make those tough trade-offs when you just don't have the time or money to do it all. And it's not a total free-for-all. Your journey is structured into these 5 clear phases. It's a super logical path that's a lot like how real projects grow. You start by just understanding your space, then you move to actually making stuff, then you make it better, you see how people react to it, and finally, you think about how to keep it going. It's like a whole business life cycle, just on a small scale. All right, now we get to what I think is the most unique part of this whole model. How is AI actually used? Because it's not at all in the way you might be thinking. The whole philosophy here is about guidance, not just blind automation. I love this quote from the source material because it gets right to the heart of it. The goal is not to have you rely on an AI to do everything. It's to use AI as a tool that helps sharpen your own thinking, your own judgment. So this is the key. Just look at the 2 columns. The AI here acts more like a coach or a sparring partner. It asks you tough questions, it points out things you might have missed, it pushes you to think deeper. But look at what it doesn't do. It doesn't write your content for you, it doesn't make your decisions, and it absolutely does not do the work or give you a shortcut. You are always the one in the driver's seat. And that focus on deep learning even changes how you move through the program. Instead of the usual stress of deadlines and grades, this whole thing is built on readiness. You only move to the next step when you actually get it. Getting a yellow here isn't a bad grade. It's just a signal, a little heads up to pause, dig in a bit more, and really understand something before you build on top of it. And for a lot of people, this number right here is the real game changer. The entire thing is designed to be done in just 2 to 4 hours a week. That makes it, well, actually possible for most of us. And that's because this isn't asking you to blow up your life. It's not about quitting your job or taking some massive financial risk. It's meant to fit inside your life. You can have a job, be a student, have a family, and still do this. The whole point is to start small, be consistent, and learn from actually doing the thing. So, when you put it all together, who is this program actually for? Well, the ultimate goal here is something way bigger than just building one small venture. It's about building what they call agency. And here's what they mean by that. Agency is your ability to make things happen, to act on your own, to create value without having to wait for someone to give you permission. And in an age with AI, knowing how to aim these powerful tools to build what you want to build, that is a serious superpower. So forget about the specific project for a second. These are the things you really walk away with. You'll learn the messy, real process of turning a thought into a thing. You get a gut feeling for where AI is a huge help and where your human brain is still king. And you learn what it really feels like to just show up day after day. You just can't get that from a textbook. So this slide is basically the checklist. Does this sound like you? Are you someone who learns best by doing? Are you curious about this stuff but want a guide, not a magic button? And you want to start small and learn at a pace that's actually, realistic. If you're nodding along, then this model was pretty much designed for you. So we'll leave you with the question that this entire explainer leads to. And it's not about trying to find the next billion-dollar idea. No. It's something much more personal and honestly, way more powerful than that. Just think about it. What small, real thing could you start building today to grow your own ability to create, to learn, and to make your mark?